Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yeah, but hang on though. What about the non-binaries? You forgot to mention about the non-binaries. They're people too. You also forgot to mention the pansexuals and the bisexuals and the trisexuals and the asexuals. You forgot a lot of people. You know, it's not just men and women, all right? It's not just ladies and gentlemen. Don't be a bigot, all right? You also got the two-spirit sexuals. You got the quad sexuals. You got the tricycle sexuals. You got the polysexuals. You got the butthole sexuals. You got the bestiality sexuals. You know, people, you know, love animals. You know, some people love them a bit more than other people. You know what I mean? And you know, some animals like it. They like to get the loving. They need a good loving sometimes, and I stuffing. You know what I mean?
Ah, I know who you are. You must be the one they warned me about. Is your name Applejack?
Yeah, my name's Applejack.
Yeah? You're the drug addict, aren't you?
Yeah.
You are, huh?
Yeah, I'm a drug addict. Yeah, I do drugs. Lots of drugs.
Okay. That's the first step, is admitting that you have a problem.
You're right.
Now, Applejack, this is not, really my forte, because I'm a lawyer, not a doctor. But do you think it's maybe possible, like just maybe, that all these drugs you're doing, like crack, heroin, methamphetamines, PCP, whatever, I don't know what you're doing. You could be doing anything. But do you think all these drugs in mixed into like one cocktail is going to help you make good judgments, rational judgments? Do you think that maybe these drugs are making you believe crazy things that aren't true?
Maybe the drugs made me think some crazy things, you know, like
Exactly.
like non-binaries. It's a conspiracy. Yeah, no one binary. We're all either one or the other. Yeah. Well, I'm a boy whose balls haven't dropped yet. When my balls drop, I'll get a nice deep voice like Darth. I love Darth's voice. He's got such a nice voice. I love you, Darth.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is a defamation case. Make no mistake about it. This is a case about how damaging words can be when those words are blatant lies and those lies are announced to the world. I did it. Now, under the law, a person who makes a false statement, a defamatory statement about somebody else, can then be held responsible for said harm that results from those falsehoods. Can someone get her to pay attention? This is her trial. We're talking about her. Can we please get her to pay attention? I'm sorry, Ben. Chew your food before you speak and talk. Okay, don't talk with your mouth full. Don't chew. Okay, Ben. Don't chew with your mouth full. Okay, don't Ben chew. Don't chew, Ben. Ben, don't chew. Don't you dare fucking try to get me guilty, because I'm innocent. She is not taking notes. She's scribbling. I don't know what but she's doodling. She's not taking notes. Anyway, these people can be held responsible for the harm that is caused from their falsehoods, from their false claims, their lies. I'm sorry, Ben, can you please just... And that's because words matter. Sometimes. But words matter, and they can point out in our own experiences, based on our own life, of things that we know or maybe don't know. I just know everything, okay? I'm like the Stephen Hawking's guy. The Stephen Hawks? The guy that he flew like a bird, and then he crashed, and he's in a wheelchair and stuff? Yeah, well, he's dead, but he did a theory of everything, right? Well, I'm the theory of everything, because I know everything. That's what I'm saying. I'm so smart. Amber. Yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it out. Why does this taste like cigarette butts? Oh my God! Your Honor, she's not paying attention.
Oh, yeah, well, that sounds more like a you problem than a me problem.
Well, what do you want me to do about it? You know what? Who cares, right? Who cares? The point is, people like Amber are able to use her words to manipulate people's feelings and emotions based on their own personal experiences, real life experiences that they may have had, unlike Amber's false experiences that she claims she has had. Because, oh my God, I spilled the water! Oh my God! How am I gonna finish? Now, Amber is basically what she's doing, she's painting a picture, right? She's painting herself as the victim. Wow. Oh my God, how did you know that? Seriously, you're like a David Angel or a Chris Blaine. You're like... Amber, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, you said it, not me, okay? You're like a mind reader. You're so... Look. See? Help me. I'm the victim. See? Isn't it so good? That's me. The victim. Kind of like a barn witch, though, right? It's good. I mean, like, I think it's pretty good. Like, I like, had to make myself, like, super ugly because most people who are victims of domestic abuse are ugly because pretty people never fight with each other because they're too beautiful to fight. They just have sex. They just fuck. No fighting involved. Just only ugly people fight. Excuse me. So, here is the ugly version of me as a victim. Like, if I were ugly, this is what it would look like. Amber, what the fuck are you doing? Ben, can you just shut the fuck up and go just chew your food somewhere else? Because I just told you what it was. Like, you accuse me of painting myself as a victim. At the same time, I'm painting myself as a victim. So that's either a coincidence or it's destiny. And I like to think it's destiny because that was my first child's name. I don't know where Destiny is anymore. But Destiny had a different destiny than with me. Destiny found their way, I think. I think we figured out where Destiny... Are you being for real, though? Ben. 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 Yeah, I know. This is not how Amber acts in, like, real life and stuff, but, like, this is how, like, I project her in my minds. This is how I see her. Okay? When I think of Amber Heard, this is how I see her. Don't ask questions. Just go with the flows and appreciate the victim card. This is my victim card, okay? So if you want a piece of this victim card, you're gonna have to pay me $50,000. You have to pay me $55. Give me $5 and I will ship this to you, but you have to pay for the stamp. If you want some DarthNews original art that he just drew in 5 seconds, if you want some original Amber Heard art, just let me know. I'll make you plenty. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not really feeling this, you know? I'm just like too distracted. Maybe it was all the cocaine I did, but... Yeah, I just did a little bit. Well, okay, I did like a lot of a little bit. Like, okay, so like, if there's like a mountain of cocaine, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, a little bit is like 4 8 balls. Of a big, like, if I got like a kilo, right? Which is like what my buddy had. Sorry, my girlfriend. Well, he's a guy now, so he's my buddy. But he used to be my girl. But the point is, you know what I'm saying? The point is, if you have like a mountain of cocaine, and you just take a little bit, that little bit might be a lot to somebody, but to me, it's not a lot. So that's my point. It's all about like, you know, your tolerance and stuff. Like, cause like my tolerance is pretty. It's like my tolerance with cocaine is like I've been going to the gym for like 7 years and I'm super buff and like I can just like lift all the weights and not even break a sweat. That's how cocaine is for me. I don't know. I just love it. I mean, yeah, like, I just love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an influencer, I love it. Almost more than when I used to, like, beat up Johnny and, like, burn him with cigarettes and stuff and, like, call the policies on him. Gotcha! April Fools! But it was never April Fools. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. This is stupid. This is dumb. Right? This is dumb. This is fucking stupid. I don't have time for gay sex anymore because I'm so occupied having straight sex. Don't take that seriously. I just felt like being random and weird really for no reason. But I have a smiley face on my shirt. That's pretty cool. Right? Your Honor, this court is adjourned.
Oh my God, Darth, just lay off of her.
Okay, fine. It's not adjourned, but I quit. I know I don't work for Amber, but she's just so fucking annoying, I can't even stand being in the same room as her. I'm sorry, Johnny, but you're on your own, man. This bitch is crazy.
Oh my God, Darth.
And so is DarthNews. So subscribe and hit that motherfucking bell. Cha-ching! Okay, so as many of you know, today was day 2, or technically day 1. It was the first official day of the trial for Johnny Depp against Amber Heard. I got to actually go into the courtroom today. So if you, which I'm assuming you have watched Court TV, hopefully not. There's plenty other places that are streaming it besides Court. I fucking hate Court TV, just gonna be honest with you. If you watched the trial today at all, well, then you saw good old Darth, and you didn't even know it. But I'm never going to point it out to you. You'll never know. I'm just pointing it out that I'm there, sitting right there. Not in the jury, but in the spectator. You can see me. I'm sitting right there. Mask off. But you'll never guess. And if you do, good for you. I guess it's like the best time to do a face reveal is when Johnny Depp is in the same fucking frame as me. Like, honestly, I know it's not a movie, but I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be on TV in the same frame sharing the same space with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. That's fucking mind-blowing. I know it's not a movie, but I mean, fucking isn't life a movie? This is a movie. But it's just kind of like, I never thought that would happen. Not that I'm like excited that I got to see Amber in person, but she did mean mug me. Yeah, there was a moment where the few people in front of me, in the rows in front of me, kind of like parted like the Red Seas. One guy went this way, one person went this way, and then she was right there. Fucking right there. She looked right at me. And I was like, oh shit. And I locked eyes with her, and we fucking just had this little stare down. And I didn't know she wanted to fuck me, or if she was like, I think I know is that DarthNews? Fuck him, I want to kill him. So she gave me these eyes. She looked at me like she wanted to fuck me and then kill me. Kill me, then fuck me. Sorry, I forgot. It's Amber. But we actually had this like a moment for like 5 seconds. You know how like when you stare at somebody in the eyes that you don't know for more than like 2 seconds, it's like awkward, and like every second after that second or 2 seconds feels like 10 seconds, and it's like, okay, that's enough eye contact for now. Nah, man, Amber held that shit. She held it. Like no emotions. I mean, she the whole day she had that fuck my life look on her face. It was just like, fuck, dude. It was the look of defeat. You know, it kind of reminded me back in my high school days, the glory days, when I was still a badass and I could wrestle other men in singlets, leotards, and not be gay. But I used to try to wrestle above my weight class because I wanted to show off instead of trying to, go down a weight class so that way you can win. I wanted to like push myself. So I went to the county championship. It wasn't state. It was whatever. And the dude was, like, clearly bigger than me. And I was like, oh, man, he's going to kick my fucking ass. And you know what? He did. Do you know why? Because I had the mentality that I already fucking lost. Because I knew I was a loser. Because I knew he was going to kick my ass. And I was just like, fuck it. And he beat me. But then the next year, well, I walked in there with that I'm gonna fucking murder you attitude. I'm coming for blood. I'm coming for your whole fucking family. I'm going to end your entire bloodline. The dude was bigger than me, but I went in with that fucking savage mentality. And I kicked his ass. So, my point is...
But the true point is that my file got corrupted somehow, and now I have to re-record my point. But instead of getting on camera, I'm just recording it on my microphone, so you can deal with it. But the point is that Johnny's team walked into that courthouse with that I'm going to fucking own mentality. You could see it. Their determinism, their confidence, their posture, their poise. Oh man, dare I say their elegance? It's like they fucking just glided from the SUV into the courthouse. Like they just like they were a unit, and you felt like they were coming to win. I didn't get that vibe with Amber's team. I didn't get that vibe in the courtroom at all. And I think a level-headed person or a juror should be able to see how psycho this side of the argument is. Amber's side. Back to it.
Even though she might not realize that she's projecting weakness and uncertainty and insecurity and like, oh shit, she might not realize it, but like it's her face says it all. Okay? Her face says it all. She's scared, man. She's fucking terrified. Anyway, so point is, I was in the courtroom for a few hours and I took a whole bunch of notes. Don't know how much I want to actually go over because you can go watch the trial yourself and make your own opinions of it. It's online. You can go to YouTube right now and watch it. I guess instead of like kind of giving you the rundown of like what happened because it's all online, it wasn't a closed court. It was cameras. So I'm just gonna kind of spark note some of the notes I went. You know what? I quit. Okay, fine, but I want the raise right now, and I want you to get a hold of Susan Wojcicki and tell her I want to be remonetized, because I can't keep doing this shit for free. I know, I have Patreon members, and I love them to death, but fuck Susan Wojcicki, and fuck YouTube! So, let's go over some of these notes. Yeah, I know, I didn't quit, okay, I'm still here, pending my raise and my remonetization, Susan. But some of the notes are as such. It started off with Ben Chu walking out and just dropping bombs. The dude was dropping nukes. He came out with the fucking kill shots. Just boop, 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 boop. I was like, I already knew all the information that they were talking about, that they were saying. But I guess I just never saw Amber being confronted with the shit that we all know, like, in person. Like, it's one thing watching her in a defamation, but, like, when you're, like, right there, like a fucking earshot away from her, and you can see her face, and you can see her reacting to people calling her a psycho and an abuser and a fucking... Oh, it is just so rewarding. Truly, it is. I know, I'm subconsciously a white supremacist. I'm so sorry. It will not happen again. I fucking swear. So it was like really nice to have quite literally front row seats to Amber's, I don't know, what is it? Humiliation? Her, I don't know, man, but just, I don't know, I can't think of the word, okay? I don't have a dictionary in front of me. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a fucking linguist. I'm not a goddamn writer. Clearly, because I just... Yeah, but let's see a writer do this. You know what I'm saying? A writer could never write what I'm writing. But just seeing Amber being confronted and having nowhere to run. She has to stay put in that seat, and she has to shut the fuck up and listen And that was like the most satisfying thing that I've experienced in a very long time. Besides, like, you guys hitting my GoFundMe goal of $5,000, by the way, continue to donate if you want, because I'm going to be here for hopefully 6 weeks, but if that's the case, I might need a little bit more. Anyway, feel free to donate $1 if you want. But that was the most satisfying thing that I've ever, like, just witnessed, because there's just so much animosity and just so much fucking just disgust that has been building up in me like a fucking cancer, like a tar. I just have to cough it out. And I finally coughed out that fucking cancer by watching Amber Heard be humiliated in front of the fucking world. But seeing it happen in person was just... Can't top it. You can't top it. TV does not top it. I went back and rewatched it on my computer. Not as good. Nowhere near as good. Not even fucking close. Like, for example, when Johnny Depp walked in, right? When he walked in, do you know what happened to the girl sitting next to me? You want to know what happened to her? She started sobbing her fucking eyes out. Crying her eyes out. And then you know what happened to her friend right next to her? She started crying. And then you know what happened to her friend sitting next to her? Yeah. They all started crying. Like making vocal sounds. Like I could auditorily... It was an auditory... Look, they were crying. And I'm not saying, like, oh, they shouldn't cry. That's fucking... No, my point is... This is the kind of effect that Johnny Depp has on his fans. This is the effect that Johnny Depp has on a lot of people. It brings people to tears. Just being in his presence gives people a visceral, fucking just emotional reaction. Just a pure, uncontrolled reaction. It just, like, it hit these girls like, oh my god. And it's not the first time I've seen that. The first time I've seen that in person. I've seen plenty of videos where girls are just, like, crying their eyes out, like, you know, at the red carpet or whatever. But we were supposed to be quiet. No one's allowed to talk, laugh, cry. Holy shit, man. Do you think Amber has ever or will ever have that kind of an effect on somebody? That kind of a fundamental emotional reaction? You think she'll ever give somebody that kind of happiness? No. Never. Because you either got it or you don't got it. You either got the magic or you don't got the magic. Johnny's got the magic. Amber? Well, she's a muggle. So, I'm against celebrity worship. I hate when people worship celebrities. Now, a lot of you might be like, oh, Darth, you worship Johnny Depp. No, I don't worship him. I love him. Like, love his work, his art, his creativity. That's what I love. I love his work, which essentially is a part of him. I don't worship him. I support him, and I support what he's doing, and why he's doing it, why he's fighting. That's what I support. But I don't support celebrity worship. But that said, this dude is not just like, he's not a Kim Kardashian. He's not a reality TV star. He's a fucking artist, man. Fucking Roger Waters. Like Jim Morrison. You get it? A pure genius artist. That even makes any sense. His art is pure genius. I know, I'm just sucking Johnny's dick. Oh, yeah, well, fucking suck my dick. Fuck off. What, I'm not allowed to have, like, one of my favorite actors of all time? Be one of my favorite actors of all time? I'm not allowed to have a favorite actor? Fuck you. I love Johnny Depp. But my point is, he's not just a standard, typical, cookie-cutter celebrity. He's not just, he's not your Jimmy Kimmel. He's an artist. And I think when someone has a body of work like Johnny Depp, then he has a right to be adored by the people that adore him. It's like, fucking... That's stupid. To say otherwise is stupid. So I don't think... Like, okay, when people worship, for example, Kim Kardashian, right? That's celebrity worship. They might be worshiping her, like, her work ethic and, like, her sex tape abilities and her marketing abilities and her ability to balance a champagne glass on her ass. But they don't worship her because she's an artist, or because she's a genius, or because she's the best of the best of the best. If anything, she's just the luckiest of the luckiest of the lucky. But people worship Johnny Depp. Like they do. They worship the ground he walks on. This motherfucker is like Jesus to these people, to these Johnny Depp fans. I'm a Johnny Depp fan. He's not Jesus, but you get my point. Like, to me, he's like punk rock Jesus. It's a great play. It's a graphic novel. You should watch it, read it, whatever. Read it, yeah. He's punk rock Jesus, man. He's just a down-to-earth fucking dude who likes to have his escapes, like smoking weed or drinking some whiskey or whatever. Just because someone, quote-unquote, has done drugs or does drugs, there's no way that mean that just because they do drugs that they're a violent person. In fact, most people that I've ever known that do drugs just kind of sit on the couch and, well, that's where they retire for the night. They don't start fights, man. People on drugs, like the drugs Johnny does, like psychedelics and shit, that stuff does not make you want to fight. I don't care. Oh, I don't care if you had a bad trip. I had a bad trip. I almost killed my dad and my family. No. Psychedelics, LSD, that shit does not make you do violent things. Marijuana does not make you be violent. It makes you just chill the fuck out and take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Now, this is not a drug commercial. I'm not promoting drugs. Unless you want to do them, then please consider sharing this video and liking it and subscribing and hitting the bell. Anyway, so let's keep going on here. The energy in the room was tense, but at the same time relaxed. The room was filled to the brim with hope. These were words that I wrote down because I can't remember shit, so I have to write stuff down. The point is, I remember this moment where, like, before the opening statements were given, everybody from the jury to the spectators to the media was just all like, they were like on edge, man. You could feel how on edge they were and like how tense the air was. You could fucking slice the tension with a knife, man. But as soon as Johnny walked in and he had that big ass goofy smile on his face and he just like a genuine smile, like Johnny's smile was genuine. It was just a reaction that he had to walking in and seeing his fans, because he knew everybody everybody is his fan. Nobody showed up for Amber, and when Amber showed up, she was like, hi, 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 hi. She's fake smiling because she's fucking terrified. Why do you think Judge Ascarate had them go into the back doors? It's not because Johnny Depp would have had any problems. It's because, well, they were just trying to keep Amber Heard away from people. And I think just to make it seem like it's not one way or the other, as far as, treatment goes, they're just like, both of you, go into the back doors. Speaking of, either tomorrow or the next day, I will be at those back doors. Believe me. And I want to zoom in, and I want to get those fucking photos. I want to be a stalker. I want to be a creepy motherfucker, because I worship Johnny. I worship the ground. He's fucking Jesus. Oh, God. I need to work on my jokes. Yeah, well, that's true. It's hard to call that even a joke. So, when the jury finally walks in, they take their seats. As you know, the seats they take are the seats they have to stay in for the entire 6 weeks. And, I never thought about this, but they're going to be on camera, right, for at least 6 weeks. Every day, 4 days a week. 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, whatever it is. But they're on camera the whole time. So you can't, pick your nose, you can't grab your wedgie, you can't do shit, man. The whole world's watching you. I wouldn't like that. Anyway, okay, so once they took their seat, then Ben Shu came on the stand, and Ben Shu, like I said, he just started dropping nukes, man. He just went for the kill shot, and I know this is all the shit that we already know, and seeing her get confronted with it is like just the craziest and it's the best. But he basically what he did today was drop like the biggest bombs. That's public knowledge, right? The biggest claims against Amber are what he started off with. So all of the worst shit, the worst. But I don't think a smart strategy is to start off with your fucking Hail Marys before So what I'm saying is, I think that even though today they came at her with some fucking bangers, that's just the tip of the iceberg. They must have something that's like way more damning, because they're starting off strong, but there's no way they're using up all their weapons, all their arsenal, like right away. It doesn't make sense. So they gotta have something else in the bag. And yeah, and the whole time Ben Chu was dropping them nukes on Amber, you could see Amber's skin crawling. She was getting scared. She was like, she wanted to leave. I could just tell. She wanted to be like, see ya! Because she knows she fucked. She knows she done gone fucked up. Again, I don't mean to like drag on with this video, even though that's what's happening. But just to go back to like seeing something happen in front of you, in front of like a jury of peers, is a whole different experience than seeing it on your computer and reading on your... Do you know how many times I've read that Washington op-ed, like by myself or on this channel? Do you know how many times? I basically have that fucking shit memorized. But hearing Ben Chu read that shit out loud while it's brought up on all of the big flat screen TVs around the courtroom, it was like I was hearing it for the first time. I was like, holy shit. How is she going to get out of this one? Oh boy, did they have a plan. But it wasn't Amber's plan, that's for damn sure, because she's not in charge of shit. She has no idea what she's doing. She's sitting over there like taking notes like every 5 seconds. It's like, which is why I did the whole... Because she's just taking notes, dude. Like, what is she taking notes on? Why is she taking notes? I don't even think she was taking notes. I think she was just doodling. She was drawing like little broomsticks. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was doing. She wasn't taking notes. That's her attorney's job. That's her fucking legal team's job. Why is she taking notes? She should just be like, absorbing everything. I don't know. I feel like if you're still taking notes the day of the trial, well, you're not prepared. You're just not. You're not prepared. And you're relying on everybody else to do the work for you because you're not prepared. So Amber, fuck you. Oh yeah, and then Ben said something about like how Amber's best performance of her life was off camera. He was like, she's an actress or she's an actor, but the best performance of her life or something like that. Don't quote me because I'm just speaking in hyperboles. I'm paraphrasing. But he essentially said like she's an actor and the best performance that she's ever given was off camera. Was this whole thing. This whole thing is a charade. It's an act. She's fucking acting. Okay, so then Vasquez took the floor, and Vasquez, like, dude, that bitch went hard in the paint. She's a little firecracker. And I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny's tapping that. I don't mean to be like, oh, Johnny's a womanizer. Like, dude, no, he's 58 years old. He can have a girlfriend. But I feel like there might be something. She's pretty, man. I would. I would. I'm not saying I'm, like, going to, because that would be rape. But I would if she wanted to. If Johnny was cool with it. Or, I mean, I could just watch her fuck Johnny. That would be fine. I mean, Johnny could watch me. No, I'll watch John. I'll watch. I'll be a cuck. Why not? I've always wanted to be a cuck-a-doodle-doo, so now it's my chance. Cuck Power Rangers! Simpin' time! Cuck Power Rangers! Alright, yeah, sometimes this channel gets a little bit too weird for even my taste, which is exactly why I never rewatch my videos, because if I rewatched my videos, I would jump off my balcony, because I would have so much... I would either die from cringe, the cringe would just give me a heart attack or a stroke, and I'd be in a vegetative state for the rest of my life, or the cringe would be so overwhelming that I just threw myself off the balcony. So thank you for watching this far. Means a lot. Also, they called out Amber Heard on the fake photos and how none of the photos, were original photos. They were all being stored inside of a photo editing app. Yes. I've already talked about this like months ago, but none of those photos that she gave to the court to file restraining orders against Johnny Depp, none of those photos were original photos. They were all found in an editing app. So she edited it. Oh, but Darth, like, even like, your photo gallery, you just go to your gallery, you can just edit the photo from your photo gallery. Yes, I know that, but it wasn't like in her gallery. It was in an actual app, like Visco or Avery, or one of the editing apps, the body morphing apps for those TikTok bitches that want to look like a fucking hourglass. Then they went ahead and exposed all of Amber Heard's violent tendencies, which was just beautiful. They more so mocked Amber Heard's story about how she was held hostage for 3 days in Australia while Johnny went on a drunken tirade and sexually assaulted her, and it was torture. He tortured me for 3 days. Lol. Then, on top of all that, they asked her, where's the $7 million? They didn't ask her, but they told the jury, look, she had $7 million given to her from Johnny Depp. Given, she doesn't say shit about shit to shit. Zip lips. That's the only way she keeps her money. She said that she was going to donate the money to the ACLU and the Los Angeles Children's Hospital, and none of them received $1. So where the hell is that $7 million now? Where's the missing money, Amber? Follow the money, we'll find out the truth. It's always that way. Follow the money. God, only if it was on a blockchain. I wish next time, pay her in crypto, so that way we can follow the money. Look, there's one last thing I wrote down here. Amber's getting nervous. She keeps scratching her neck and face. Oh yeah, okay, and then Elaine Bredhoff, Amber's attorney, she like objected when Chu brings up Johnny's lifetime record of essentially innocence, of how he's innocent and how nobody has ever accused him of anything ever. He was in a 12-year relationship with his ex, Vanessa Paradis, and as soon as he said Johnny has children, the next word was objection. Why? Why are you objecting? Why would you object to that? It made no sense. And then they played the white noise thing so nobody could hear shit, and they both approached the bench and they talked in secret. Secrets are no fun unless they're sleeping around with everyone. Right, Amber? Men, women, non-binaries, the whole spectrum of Down syndrome and autism. The whole spectrum. I mean, if you believe in non-binaries, then you must be a retard. So, fucking, yeah. Okay, that's all the notes I have, but something else. A few other things. I remember Brian Chu. He mentioned that on May 20th, right? He mentioned on May 20th that JD's mom, Johnny Depp's mom, passed away. And that was a very, very hard moment for him. And the next day, on the 21st, he had to leave, right? He had to go to Australia or wherever to film his movies, The Pirates. So he was gone. And Amber knew he was leaving. So his mom dies, he has to leave the next day for work, and not even a week later, Amber Heard files a restraining order against him while he's not even in the country, with some bullshit doctored-ass photos. I want the metadata on these photos, dude. Like, the metadata will prove if they're fake or not. Like, they could tell you exactly, like, what instruction was used. Was the saturation turned up? Was the contrast turned down? Was the shadows turned up? Was the clarity turned up? There's a million things. Did they paint on it? Look, we live in a technology age, people. This is 2022, and if you just believe any fucking willy-nilly photo that comes your way, stop being so fucking naive and gullible. They made Jurassic Park 30 years ago. You think they can't fucking Photoshop a bruise? The fuck out of here. And speaking about the bruise, the bruise. Oh, Johnny, stop hitting me. Oh, stop it, Johnny. I got you on recording. Oh, stop it, Johnny. Stop. Speaking of the bruise, officers testified that they saw no abrasions, no marks, no crime, no bruises, no damage to property, no nothing whatsoever. Not even a fucking scrape. Not even a fucking red cheek. Nothing. 2 officers testified that they saw nothing. Why are we not taking this more seriously? And why was there no body cam footage? Because that would clear this whole thing up. Oh, Elon. That makes sense. It was Elon. He did it. He took their body cam footage. Because, like, why wouldn't they have it? It's LA. Everybody has every police officer in LA has a body cam. Like, they have to. They're super progressive. They gotta make sure we're not killing the black people by accident or on purpose. You know what? I bet you if there's any surveillance from, like, his penthouse, if it can show that they had a body cam on them, then that means there's a conspiracy and smells pretty rotten. Because this is fucking LA. Everyone who's a police officer carries a body cam on them. It's like the rules or something. I don't know. Unless maybe Amber or Johnny asked them to turn it off and maybe they did. I don't know. Doesn't really make sense though. But I would like to know a lot of things that I'll probably never know. But I would like to know why we're not taking their testimonies more seriously. I mean, they are police officers, right? They are officers of the law, the same law that runs the courts. That you think they'd be buddy-buddy. Like, why aren't we taking these police officers seriously who said they witnessed nothing? No crimes, no bruises. The day of. Okay, like I know I've had a black eye. They get blacker and blacker over the course of a few days. But that initial punch, oh man, you're fucked up. You're totally fucked up. You can totally see swelling before it's black and blue. They didn't see shit. This video is pretty fucking long. I don't really want to keep going. But I guess I'm going to end it with this. Because all I did so far was talk about Johnny's opening statements with his legal team. Now, when it comes to Amber's team and their statements that they made, I was getting so mad and so fucking irate, I had to leave. Remember how I said there's a difference between, like, you know, seeing it on your phone or your computer and being there in real life? Yeah, I couldn't be in that room. Ancient fucking feelings were coming out of me where I just wanted to go and just attack Elaine. I shouldn't have said that. I'm not really going to do that. But I wanted to. Because I just couldn't believe the bullshit. The lies coming out of their mouths. It was poison. It's pure poison. They tried saying that Johnny's manipulating the point and the facts and this and that. But that's exactly what their team is doing. You know what? I'm going to make a video. I'm going to highlight some of just specifically yesterday's or today's. Oh, I need to sleep. I'm going to make a video, a separate video, a to-the-point video, covering, well, all of the untruths that were spewed out of the mouths of the legal team that represents Amber and apparently the law. But it seems like they're not protecting the law, they're protecting a person who's a female. And that's it, because she's got nothing else. She's privileged. She's a white bisexual. So there you go. That's another brownie point. She's bi. She's a girl. But she's rich. And she's privileged. So she'll never be welcomed into Black Lives Matter. They'll never accept her. Amber, you can go to all the Black Lives Matter, riots if you want, but they're never going to accept you because they're never going to be black. Like my neck, my fat neck. Anyways, so I couldn't finish the day inside that courtroom, even though I was on TV and I felt important. I had to leave, so I finished the trial, live on my phone. But it's just, again, poison. cancer. It's just pure fiction. Just lies on top of lies on top of lies. Like, Ben Chu called out Amber saying, like, she'll tell a lie and then tell a lie to cover up that lie and then a lie to cover up that lie, and it's like she's just a compulsive, habitual liar. She just can't help it. It's like in her DNA. It's like she was born with the lying bitch gene. The narcissistic, sociopathic, lying bitch gene. No relation to my aunt gene or my paragenes. Like your genome. No, not like a gnome. No, those are what you put in your yard, in your garden, to scare away the critters. I'm not talking about a genome. I'm talking about the genome. So you're telling me a genome is the same thing as the one you put...
Come to party, we come to get down. Millennium bitches, sun around in this town. Down, 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 down. Come to party, come to party, come to party, come to party, come to party. Come to party. Come to party, we come to get down. Millennium bitches, sun around in this town. Down, 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 down. Come to party, 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 we
Time for some.
What the fuck are you doing?